Are your clients or business partners keeping you awake at all hours of the night?
So I was in a big, deep depression for some time. I was like a very good in data analysis and a whole bunch of things. So I started helping people out. Before that point of time, I lost my momentum. I thought my life is over and all the things I went through in my life. Helping people at that period of time, my depression went out and it gives like a better clarity to move forward in my life. It's like you're not working for yourself. You're like working for somebody who's trying to help.
What are you consuming and can't get enough of right now and nerding out on right now, technology-wise?
The AI right now, it's super amazingly what's happening. ChatGPT, Claude, and Brad, and all the things like you can just need to put up like your Amazon listing inside. It's automatically able to create all the reviews of your customer and able to give you anything you ask.
The world would be a better place. Amazon sellers in general would also benefit from some of this wonderful knowledge that you're putting out. TikTok.
Boy. All right. Are we going to get into this topic right now? Okay.
Whatever's in your brain. What does your brain spit out when you hear that word?
TikTok is like a...
You're listening to...
Welcome to What the Tech, your gateway to business strategies and tech secrets shaping today's workplace. Hey. It's Rolando from the DC area.
From the DC area, and it's Dave Kelly from Southern New Hampshire. Welcome to What the Tech. Great episode today. Join us today as we meet Colin Raja, a Chennai-born entrepreneur and owner of RIMSports, who started his Amazon journey with just $100. He boxed for 15 years before pursuing business, building a 7-figure brand, and overcoming personal challenges. Discover Colin's data-driven approach to launching successful products and his inspiring path to success. As always, if you'd like to get the full experience and sound effects, you'll want to listen with your headphones. If you're listening to this podcast, we will be serving up videos so that you can watch it on our circuitloops.com page. Make sure you check out our circuitloops.com page in our podcast section. Back to you, Ro.
All right, wonderful. Before we get to Colin, Dave, I need to give some big props to a few people that, that we've actually talked to and one that just did something really cool for us. So first of all, I want to give big props to John Morgenstern, who was a guest on our previous podcast. He works at VaynerMedia with the famous Gary Vaynerchuk, aka Gary V. You want to check out what he's got to say about social media and what's working and what's not working today. So big props to John. Also, I want to give big props to Max Ortiz of EPOS. Sent us some brand new headsets to check out. We'll be coming out with some reviews on that. So you'll want to check our channel for updates on that as we put that particular new headphones to the test. So thank you, Max, for getting those out to us. Thank you very much. I look forward to really putting it through its paces. So Dave, we've got somebody who I've been following within our MDS group, also known as $1 Million Sellers Group. Colin, I'll let you take over for the intro duty. So go to it.
All right. So join us. We're meeting with Colin Raja. Colin started his business journey with RIMSports with just $100. Now, I wouldn't want to mess around with him because he boxed for 15 years before pursuing business, building a 7-figure brand, and overcoming personal challenges. Discover Colin's data-driven approach to launching successful products and his inspiring path to success. Welcome to the show, Colin.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, great to
I'm super
right.
excited to be here, actually, for sure. I mean, I've seen your multiple podcasts. You guys are like killing it.
Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that. And, I've been following you through we both belong to $1 Million Sellers Group, and your posts about, things that you're finding and discovering and taking your approach. And that's why I wanted to have you. Every week you come out with some nugget and some revelation that, what, the world would be a better place. Amazon sellers in general would also benefit from some of this wonderful knowledge that you're putting out in the group. So thanks for coming on the show. So thank you, Colin. So you are checking in. I know you're in the New York City area, and that is the mecca, the hotbed right now for Amazon sellers. You guys have some really big groups that are there locally, sellers that are some big time sellers, as well as a lot of little ones that are up and coming. You were telling us before we went on that you live in Queens, and that you are finding very interesting how during the Shabbat, for a lot of the Jewish folks that are there, how they go about their thing. And what really struck me is that as you were saying that earlier, was I took a trip over to Israel, and I remember going into the elevator. They actually had two elevators at the hotel. One elevator stopped at every floor, and one elevator, the doors were open, and it would, like, you couldn't press any of the buttons. It would just automatically go to the floors, so that folks that were observing the Shabbat didn't have to press the buttons.
Wow.
Yes.
I admire the discipline. To be honest with you, I tried for one single day. I couldn't last more than like 3-4 hours actually of my phone. I was like, how shame I am actually thinking about it. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? So they've been doing years and years of discipline like that. Oh God, yeah. One day I'll challenge that. I accept the challenge to complete it for sure. Actually,
it's interesting, and so for those that have that practice during the Shabbat, boy, I got to tell you, you're right. Discipline's probably the right word. When you're looking at all these little details where you're trying to stay kosher within the Shabbat, right? So, Colin, let me hand it off to Dave. Dave, do you have some words?
Listen, Colin, I got to ask you, are your clients or business partners keeping you awake at all hours of the night?
Damn. Yeah. I mean, this week is one of those days, actually. I didn't sleep for 2 nights. Do you believe that? I had one other person I'm working with. So basically, where this all started, like, I'll tell you what. So I was in a deep depression for some time. So, and then I was like very good in data analysis and a whole bunch of things. So I started helping people out. I was like trying to be hands out, or like people reach out to me like, hey, how do you do this? What do you do it? How do you do the launch? I was literally take one of my friend brand, like literally went from 7 to 120 sales. The point is, right, at that point, before that point of time, I lost my momentum. I get into depression. I had crazy suicidal thoughts and going away from, I thought my life is over, and all the things I went through in my life. Helping people at that period of time, my depression went out, and it gives like a better clarity to move forward in my life, actually.
Interesting.
That makes a lot of sense. I was actually just watching something the other day, and it was an interview, and the person was saying, I was living every day for happiness. I just wanted to be happy. And this person is financially very successful. He thought happiness was using his money to be happy, buying himself things to be comfortable. And later in the interview, he stated, you know what, I changed that. I wasn't living to be happy. I was living to be, and one of the things was to help other people. And it made a huge transformation in his life, because it was more of a purpose, not a self-fulfilling purpose. It was, I want to help other people. Yes, that might be hard, might be stressful. I might need to do it at hours that are uncomfortable with me. But he kind of changed the way that he was thinking. And just by helping other people and being successful at it, that was creating a happiness for him. But he wasn't living to be happy. He was just changing kind of the way that he was thinking. And like yourself, Colin, he found that helping other people brought him into a much better state of mind, positive state of mind.
It's bring back your momentum, by the way. It's like bring back your momentum. It's like you're not working for yourself. You're like working for somebody who's trying to help, and you're not selling them. You're just helping them. So one of the segue I came up in my life right now I'm following, which is like, living is super easy. My problem is like I was being successful, living like a really good life, and then when instead of going into details, like living amazing life. And at one point of time, what happened is like I'm going down in my life in a personal and also professional. That give me anxiety that I'm not able to live the life that what I want. And where that when went in to go deep dive into it, and I think what I found it is like I don't want to live my life, and then I want to live somebody's lives actually. So at that point, I figured out like living life is super simple, very simple thing what we can do. But if you want to live like somebody, that's the problem. So I stopped living like other people, and then I started living for myself, and then like how I want to live my life right now.
That's so encouraging. I love that message because that so many people right now are going through so much. Where I think at an inflection point, both technology, industry, and people's own personal journeys are changing. Right, since the pandemic to now, a lot of people have shifted the way they do things, work and life, and I think that this message will resonate with some people that are listening to this. So I appreciate you sharing that, Colin, because it's not something that a lot of people would share. So thanks for sharing that with our audience. I really appreciate that.
Definitely.
What I also want to know is, from a technology standpoint, like I said, there's so much going on right now. What are you consuming and can't get enough of right now and nerding out on right now, technology wise?
So the technology wise, where I'm going behind is like the AI right now. It's super amazingly what's happening. Before, let's say we usually do like a pros and cons for your listing before, and we need to spend like a crazy number of time going through each and every listing. What are the 3 words, 4 words? What are the things we need to come up with to create like a creating ideal product for my audience, and then problem solving products what I want to create. It takes like close to, if I have like a separate team who specifically works on pros and cons. But right now it's like do ChatGPT and Claude and Brad and all the things, like you can just need to put up like your Amazon listing inside. It's automatically able to scrape all the reviews of your customer and able to give you anything you ask question. You can ask question like, hey, can you give me people have the keyword called wish for. It gives like all the keywords they use for like anything but related to wish. You can able to get that data, and also you can consolidate how many people will use this kind of words actually. What are the common words they use, how many times they use. So when you
Hey,
ask
Colin, that to me sounds like you're giving out a pro tip. Ori, can you hit us up with pro tip numero uno today?
Get ready for a pro tip.
Colin, what did you just say about keywords and all that stuff with AI?
All right. So basically, when you take your Amazon ASIN, Amazon listing completely, the URL, and put in the Cardia or Brad, you put that one there, you automatically ask for what are the keywords, what kind of reviews people are, what kind of reviews in the Amazon listing people wish for, the keyword with the wish for.
Wish for as a keyword.
Keyword. So it's like, oh, I wish this could have this. I wish they could have this. It make my life better. Or I would love to. Those 2 keywords are like a very key keywords. People talk about it to give the suggestion to the brand to make sure that you change the product actually. Right.
Yeah.
One other product what I had is like basically I wish it's available for small hands. Oh my gosh, I took that immediately and create a product for like a small hands actually. So you need to keep an eye on those things. So these tools right now, you don't need to do a lot of stuff. It's automate that whole thing actually.
Well, it's interesting you say that on the reviews you get some of those insights, because what I've found in doing some of that activity is that the language of the customer is totally different in a lot of times of the language of a seller that we're trying to communicate to them. And there's more insights in trying to curate and modify listings to conform to the language of the buyer versus the algorithm, right? There's a kind of algorithm speak, right? Because when you're trying to cobble those keywords, it doesn't sound the same. But I agree with you that there's a lot of good nuggets when it comes to those insights. And I really like that, what wish or love to have, because I had not thought of that one. But those are actual desires. And usually if one person is saying that, there's probably at least 100 others that are probably thinking the same thing.
Those are the small keywords. It helps you to find out you're developing the product. Actually, it's a I'm literally can go through like a number of keywords and ask them the chat GPT or the Claude stating that in terms of like, hey, what are the important keywords that we can able to combine with this product? Actually, what is the unique elements that you can come up with that? It's super interesting what it can make for you. Right.
Now, are you also doing this on your own listings? Or are you going also and going on competitive listings to extract business intelligence?
You can extract everything from everywhere. For example, if you want to extract like that, you use like a brand or data dive and take all the data from there, and you can able to extract it and put it in Claude or anywhere. So it gives like a better understanding there actually for you. Right.
Interesting.
So you can use multiple tools to take advantage of what is the current AI trend is going on right now.
Man, and who knows what's going to happen 6 months from now because of the pace. You think about, just 6 months ago to where we are today, you could not in ChatGPT put a link in a URL because it wasn't open to the outside world. Now we have plugins. Right, it'll pull the transcript from a file, from a YouTube, from all over the web. It'll do what you just talking about, product reviews, and give you some of the nuggets that are in there. And 6 months from now, who knows what we be. What I'm really excited about is the convergence, though, on the AI side from the learning, from the language model, and then the analysis and the analytics to make decisions. Because you would probably agree that today on Amazon, we have way more data than we did a year ago. And the ability to process all that data, both from, let's say the customer facing data, the back end data, that's the analytics, and then make decisions. Because you can have all the information you want about tacos and reviews and 5 stars and keywords, but then the decision making on here's where we need to put our bets. Here's where we think we're going to win, or here's where you're most likely to win, or the probabilities are going to be high. I think that's what I'm waiting for, because
that's already there. It's already there.
It's already. Talk it up. That's why I wanted to have you on
here.
For
example, no, it's like a very, very small aspect of it. Let's say like you're taking your search query performance data, but the Claude is basically can able to accept, I think, 70,000 tokens at the time, which is like 70,000 words or something. So you can take all the keywords in a batches, like 70,000 batches actually. So you run inside, and then you can ask, hey, which keyword we are not acquiring, and you can also take all the glossaries of the search query performance, feed it in, and also all the data's inside, feed it in, and it can gives you like a better results right now. You can ask the question, hey, where are we losing money? Where I can get like a higher conversion? Where I'm having like a little click-through rates? And all the things you can able to do that one with that tool.
Nice. We got to go check that one out. I know that a couple of months ago, I tried doing some math with ChatGPT, and even simple math problems were not working. I think they've solved that with the most recent edition, but I was surprised at how challenging it was for it with simple math problems. It does really well with words. But then you start giving it, I want you to analyze the just raw data and give me some correlations and some correlative data, give me some patterns. And that's when it started breaking down for us. But I got to check that tool out. And that's, like I said, I want to have like the data science part of it merge with the I want to say learning, because I want to keep learning, the language model.
The business model, what is required actually. That's where the gap is right now. That's where the lot of gap involved. your data, the data person cannot talk to business person cannot talk to data. So you have two different layers there. If that somewhere that merge happen in the AI, oh my gosh, that would be like super amazing for sure.
Yeah. So, Colin, one of the things we love about this podcast is having sellers like you join us and we can talk about these things that are evolving and changing seemingly every single day. So I love the option. I love being able to learn from people weekly, because so we're doing recording on a weekly basis. You're going to continue to offer up some good tips and tricks, but I have something I want to throw your way. I want you to fill in the blank.
Okay.
Amazon sellers should never what?
Interesting. So Amazon seller should never um, launch any more basic products which doesn't have any kind of differentiation on your listing. If you don't know why you want to buy your product, you shouldn't never launch that product. I have seen products which is like, if you check, all the listing looks same, all the image looks same. I couldn't differentiate why you launching the product. Like, you could put up like even a small differentiation of like giving a free templates to design your house within the product or something with the different things with the packaging, but they never ever should launch product which is like similar to everybody in the listing. All the 3 pages has the same product, then you end up in like a price war. It doesn't matter whether the niche was like matured or not matured, you're just going into the niche and there is like enough competition, but the product is like a very common product. You're not innovating, you're not problem solving. Never ever 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 launch the product. You're going to be failing either today or tomorrow.
And Colin, what do you think, or what would be your guess as to why? I have my ideas, my suspicions why some people do that. That you have new sellers that are coming onto the platform that hear influencers and other people on social media say, just go over there to Helium 10, find out the keyword. If it's ranked really high, go then on Alibaba, look for it for 50 cents, and then come back to Amazon, and somehow magically you're going to end up on page 1 and sales will come.
It's a disaster. It's a 100% disaster. How all these gurus are talking about in terms of like guy buying the same product from Alibaba and launching it up. Don't take it wrong. We have done it. We have made money out of that. Not anymore. Not anymore. This like Amazon is like reaching to the super highest level. If you're not innovating it, if you're not trying to solve problems, and you're just digging your own graveyard actually for yourself. The best thing what I would tell actually on this, right? I mean, I found this one in a very long time. I do this one in my journal. I write down everything every day like that. So basically the best idea what I found, you wake up every day and at the end of the day you're sleeping, try to come up with like a 3 problems you faced. 3 problems you face. So for example, I was having a problem. I do a meditation very well now morning and then evening, night before I go to bed. So when I'm going for a meditation in the night, I have a big headset, which is like this big headset I have. Like, it's always not able to be very comfortable in like sleeping bed. So what is the problem what I face actually? The problem is what I face is basically I need to find a headset where I'm going to sleep actually, not like poking my head. So I was like thinking about that option. There is a brand who come up recently, which is like you can able to sleep with that headset and also roll over every other place. And then like, you're not going to get hurt. So think about it. That's the problem what I face. I write down, if I go and then find it, how many people who do like a sleep meditation, you can able to find it on YouTube, like how many people listen to that, right?
Hours. Those are really popular channels right now.
Think about that option. So for example, you're taking the YouTube, how many people who listen to the video before go to the sleep? So that means it has like a 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 million views there actually. That means those many times people are watching it. That means this headset has a potential. So then you can go and then design this headset accordingly in terms of like, I even like thinking about maybe like I need to come up with a pillow where it has a headset where I can sleep and I can hear that one for myself actually. right?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
solve
I've seen,
that
and
kind
by
of
the way,
problem.
I've seen a headset that is a wrap. I don't know if
Exactly.
you've seen that one. It's kind of a wrap, so that you can move it left or right and sleep with it rather than the big headphones that you talked about. But you know what? Maybe those folks that created that so far don't have a lot of competition. And so that's where the intelligence part that you're talking about makes sense. Okay, there's a problem. Can I solve it? And how can I come out with a different angle or something that's going to set it apart from what's out there already?
And also you can go for all the keyword research. You can go for all the things at later point. Actually, your first validation is like your YouTube is like amazing validation, and second one is like you facing the problem, and you could be a literally avatar for the product. And third, you can go and then check how many headset are selling and how many people are using for headset in the home, and how can we combine that with like a regular headset and then like in the night headset together. Then innovation comes in place at that point.
Yeah, man, this is great. This is great. We need him on our team, Dave.
We
We're in the
absolutely
headset
do.
business, and he came out with at least 4 good ideas that I took mental notes on right now.
There's one of the manufacturers that we represent on Amazon who specializes in headphones. At one point, had a product. It was an over-the-head headset. The whole thing was flush, so there was no protrusion for the
That's awesome.
earphones.
I would take that one.
It was completely flush, and they didn't sell a lot of them. They probably didn't market it the right way, but exactly what you were doing, looking for something that you could roll, not just be stuck on your pillow staring up at the ceiling, but something that you could move around with. That's exactly how I wore it. And it was comfortable, and I could roll around at night, and I could still listen to the whatever it was I was listening to. And it physically was broken during a move of some things, and I was
Oh,
I
man.
was I was bummed because I knew that it was discontinued. No one else had anything else like it. I've tried earbuds, but when you have an earbud and you roll on that side,
Oh,
you can
it
definitely-
hurts.
that
Oof.
No,
hurts.
think about this way, right? Okay, even if taking this example, actually, think about this way. Your high right now, the trend was like a high awareness of yourself, right? They're going higher. People are doing a more meditation than 10 years ago right now. There are more number of meditation camp and the spiritual camps are coming up really like crazy. People are like seeking for the inner themselves really well right now. So all the trends, if you connect the dots, actually, it's like a super amazing. So I come up with something. I scrape almost 1 TB of data from Amazon.
1
So
terabyte. So let
1
me make
terabyte
sure.
data.
1 terabyte. Woof.
Yeah. So data from Amazon, basically. I'm not sure if I legally can able to say that, but yeah. So we found in the COVID that this has happened. This is interesting trend. I can tell you guys, this would be super interesting right now.
Hold up.
So-
That sounds to me. Ori, give us pro tip número 2.
Here comes a pro tip.
Tell us what you find with all that big data on
basically-
Amazon.
All right, here's an example. When the COVID hit, the stores are closed. The condom sales went to the roof in Amazon.
Yes, there was a shortage actually.
Exactly. So once the condom was increased, the prenatal was increased to the crazy actually. And pregnancy, I'm talking about pregnancy tests. The next one, the third one was like a prenatal. The fourth one was like the pregnancy, all the pregnancy stuff. And after followed by, and all the layers of like all the products are going in actually. So here's what I identify. There are like a different, a segment of the market, like impacts of the market. The first impact here is like always like whatever it's available right now is like the COVID happened. That's the first impact. The second impact is like they couldn't go to the store and then they bought a product from Amazon, which is like a condoms actually what they bought, right? The third and fourth impacts are like obviously you can able to identify what will happen. The condoms increase. Then number of people having sex is more, and they are like they're gonna get pregnant more. They're gonna be required all the things. So what we identify is like you cannot catch up on first and second level of impact, but you can always focus on fourth and fifth level of impact. So that's how you can able to start innovating your product well hard. So for example, the Samsung was launched the new brand actually right now, the Samsung phone. Think about it. You want to come up with like innovative way in terms of like stand, cover, something like stick something Those are like a fourth level of impact. Once people buy it, they worry about protecting the product actually, right? So you already have this impacts before what we already identified. Like what happened when the product launched actually in Samsung. After 3 months, 4 months, people come for a protection and they want an innovation. Why? Because they want to showcase initially, they want to take advantage of everything, and it comes like an enhancement, which is like they want to increase the image quality, and then the softwares think about related to the products, and all the things are like fourth and fifth level of impacts. So you can once you have the data like that, you can able to identify what is the third level and fourth level. So our job is to identify the current problem and see that what level of impact it's going to affect in the future actually. So where that problem is affecting in the future, and identify putting the intelligence, the age, especially with AI, it's super helpful right now, super easy.
So let me just regurgitate, because I wanna download what you just said in my brain, because I think it's very, very relevant to a lot of things that we're doing. So being able to be aware of the trends is one thing, and then being able to digest that in a way where maybe you can come up with a unique angle that the competition is not really addressing, so that you know that you can meet those trends as those move through the impact levels than what it's at today. Is that the way I understood it?
That's what it is. So basically, right now, let's take a hypothetical scenario right now. The wellness was like really going up right now, like a spirituality,
Yep.
meditation. There is a lot of gurus are coming in and teaching them a lot of things actually. So is there any common place in a marketplace somewhere that all this experience has been hosted? If not, that's amazing place actually right now,
Right. So
right?
spiritual hosting kind of
The
events
future
kind of
hosting
thing.
thing kind of event level actually. Is there anywhere else? I don't know anything, but I'm talking about like that's the next thing is going to come up. And third one is like, something that people is going to be like get experience and they want to host it for individual people. It's going to come up. The people is going to be hiring people to come every day morning and teach them like how to do the meditation, how to do all the things on their own actually. So there are like the different level. That's what is going to happen. The accessories, and on top of it, the accessories are going to show up, like what we talk about headsets. Like I'm just throwing out of nowhere actually on what I'm talking about right now. You guys.
No, I like this because it gives not just an insight and window into your level of thinking, but kind of like a sequence of events. If there are, just like what you're talking about, COVID, people being indoors, them needing condoms, then sexual activity going up, and then the impacts that those have, because there's a ripple effect. Essentially, what you're saying, a lot of these, like in the other example you're saying about meditation, that's booming industry. So there are going to be a whole lot of other products and services that are going to be needed as more people meditate. Probably more yoga mats, probably like you're saying, better headsets, so that you can meditate on the walk, or meditate as you're sleeping, meditate if you're in lunch, and you're listening to things, right? All these different applications that come from the fact that you're meditating. But I love how you are. You haven't said this
Journals.
word, but there's a pattern here. There are
Exactly.
patterns
The
in
pattern
there.
is same, and also the journals. Think about journals. Think
Yep.
about like for example, see right now the divorce rate is like one of the highest period in this United States right now. It's going to the roof right now, right? Like crazy. So the journals actually, divorce journals, and these are like really popping up. And right now, where you can go to the child if you're getting divorced, you want to take your child somewhere, and then those areas are like popping up. Those are the
Hmm.
trends are really like setting up at this point to the highest level, like where you can able to identify what is the next impact it's going to happen actually for your life.
Interesting. Interesting. No, I love this. I love this because I like looking for patterns. Patterns are very hard to break, and I talked about this a couple of months ago with at scheduling of ads, looking for a pattern. And when you find a pattern, people tend to do the same pattern over and over and over again, and it's finding that pattern that then allows you to be efficient with where you're going to spend your money.
That
So,
is
Colin, one of the things you mentioned was seeking. So we like seeking. I like seeking knowledge from folks that I interact, and I asked you to come today with some of your top three secrets. And so we're going to get into seeking a little bit deeper. So Ori, hit us up with the top three secrets intro.
Well kept secrets, gotta keep them safe and sound well. But secrets are just like diamond.
Colin, you came ready to play. You went and did some training, lifted some weights. You knocked out Mike Tyson. No, not really, but I know you're a boxer, so I know you come in prepared when you come into the ring. And this is our virtual ring, what we like to call top three secrets. I know you have a ton of them, but you came ready with some really good ones that I wanted our audience to hear from your experience and diving into data like you were talking about earlier, patterns and trends. And one of those things that you had mentioned to me was that I found absolutely fascinating because I like knowing how Amazon reacts and then how customers reacts to inventory within the Amazon ecosystem. And you said to me, hey, do you realize how much, getting back to your word, impact the Prime badge has when there's a next day shipping or second day? Talk about that.
So basically, it all started with the day that we were making almost 250 sales on one of the product. What happened is in one day, our product sales down to like 60% down.
Woof.
We have like a 3,000 units in the Amazon warehouse. On the way, FC transfer was like a 2,000 units. And we have like a inbound was like another 3,000 units. So total, we have like a 10,000 quantity, right?
My.
There's nothing wrong in that one. It's completely amazing. Good. When we dig into the details, why the sales went down, that's where our most expertise are as well. We found in a certain FCs, like a zip codes, there is no products there. And how we find out is like there is a missing of Prime Day, 1 day and 2 days shipping batch available for that.
Okay, now
So,
can we pause right there because you just let out the valve of just a huge nugget just came out. The FC, so the facilities that take in the inventory on the Amazon side when you send it to FBA, and you said you found that on some zip codes the Prime badge was not showing up.
not
right?
at all.
Okay. And so then
Because,
how did you get to uncover then beyond that? Okay. So now, okay. Yeah. I see no Prime
we
badge.
found it, and then after that, we were able to fix it actually, basically.
Uh-huh.
But the point is identifying it's a most crucial actually right now.
Okay.
So when we launching product, one of the most important thing I ask people how much inventory you have. So I help people launching the product. When they come like, oh, I send only 500 quantity, and then what is your target sale? I want to make like a 50 grand actually out of the listing. Are you like crazy out of mind actually? You send only 1,000 quantity. How are you gonna be able to do that one? So I asked them to go and then ask them to go, if that's a similar niche, ask them to go where and all your product exists in the total FCs. What is the quantity, right? You go and then check it out. There is a Hillington. There's like a product inventory management. You go on and check what are the FCs available, what are the total FCs available, right? You download the data on that one, and also where are the top sales are come from. You take the data, and you need to make sure if whatever the new product you're sending, whatever new product you're launching, you need to make sure all the products are available in all the FC. I'll tell you the reason why it is, right?
Okay.
That's the most important thing right now. Why? Because Amazon is like a totally geographic. They want to send a product in a 2 days and 1 day shipping actually. So what they do is like they showcasing the product, which is like a 1 day shipping. Your geo ranking, if the product was not available in the closest 1 day, 2 day shipping time period in the FCs, they don't show your product in the certain places actually.
Oh,
So-
hold up. That's important. That is important. Let's make sure that we don't gloss over that. Because there's sellers of all stripes, some starting and some that are, 7, 8, 9 figures here. But how important what you just said is, because if I'm experiencing my BSR heading in the wrong directions or sales going in the wrong directions, it sounds like one of the first things I should be checking.
You check the seasonality first, the BSR of your competitor, and then after that, inventory 100% actually. That's the second thing what you need to check.
Would you say, Colin, that you know how Amazon, you know this, because Amazon gives you recommendations on restocking. Sometimes let's say, your run rate is 100 and they want you to replenish with 900 units, something that sounds so insane. What I hear you saying is you really, in some ways, got to flood Amazon with inventory to have it placed in the right places. Or should I just take a more strategic approach and then find a way? Is there a way to say, yeah, I see way more sales in California than anywhere else. That's where I want inventory.
You need to place it in a certain warehouse at certain time period for sure. Why? Because if you go through your list, if you go through your overall sales history and in a monthly wise, there are certain time period you don't need certain FCs enough inventories actually. For example, summer clothes in New York or any kind of East Coast, so you don't need inventory there. They just need everything in California and all other places actually. So no, sorry, winter time I'm talking about. So
Okay.
each and every month, if you calculate that FCs how much they hold, you can able to spot the trend actually. What is a trend looks like? Then you can able to plan your inventory. I need this FC require this much. Why? Because we're making this much sales actually on this month. So you go back to the 1 year ago and download all the reports in a monthly way and find out what FC is selling, how much quantity. You will able to spot the trend, and you can able to replicate the same trend for this year and plan that one this year, and try to find a close warehouse, send your product close to there, and from there you ship it to Amazon. When you create a label from your shipping location, and then you will get automatically like a close location.
Well, yeah, that sounds like, you know what, Colin? That right there is pro tip numero. Are we on number tres or cuatro? What are we on, Dave?
Dos.
Or tres? Hit me up with pro tip numero tres.
Get ready for a pro tip.
Colin, you got to speak on this one because this question comes up a lot about the FBA labels. And this is nerdy for those that are in the weeds, but I want you to say it because this question comes up everywhere I go all the time. How can I get my product into California if I know that's where my customers are at or the bulk of them are?
This works for us multiple times. It may not work for you, or it may work for you, but you got to test it. That's what I can tell. So certain location in California and certain location in certain FCs, we found the spot was like certain months I'm talking about. We found our sales can go really high actually. So especially for our fitness brand, actually, it's like a new year. It's like a super good in the high cities. People people love to eat and certain things. So they take a resolution for going to the gym and all the things. We spot, even if you have a Google Trends, you can able to find out. But since if you have the data, last year data, you can able to identify which month it's spotting like a higher volume in a certain category, certain FCs actually. So we find a warehouse nearby, even if it's a warehouse or Cube Smart or whatever it is, you go and then set your products there and create a case from that, create the label from that location. You'll able to get like a nearest spot for yourself.
Okay.
It works sometimes, it doesn't, but you just have to if you don't work, you just delete the whole label and then create a new one. But we do it multiple times. It works actually for us.
Nice. Wow. It's amazing. It is amazing what you can do today. So that's something that's in your control. And
yeah.
Awesome. And one of the other things that you and I were talking earlier about when it comes to trying to you were just saying about getting insights and trying to use technology, which you gave us a little preview on it. And how do you go about extracting the juice, so to speak, from some of these product reviews and using AI?
So as I mentioned before, we use the AI tool. So I'll tell you how we did manually. So you can everything is start from the basics, right? So one of the basic important thing, what I'm doing is unlearning whatever I learned before. So I having a seeking of what it is actually, right? But during the seeking process, you will able to identify a lot of new things in your life. It's a personal, internal, and also in your business and everywhere, right? So what we did is anytime we go into new product, we able to find out what is the pros and cons for your product, and identify okay, if it's a pros, we need to have that. If it's a cons, we need to fix it actually on the product. So that data, the AI can be able to give you the insight of it. And also, right now, Amazon gives the data in the product opportunity explorer that what is the common problem having in that niche actually. So you can able to spot, like for example, I found a couple of niche which is like people doesn't know how to use, and people doesn't know. I mean, people look for wrong expectation. They want the faster results. Some of the product like a fat burner or whatever, they want to take it and they want to immediately like
Yeah,
lose
pill.
weight actually, right? It doesn't work like that. So you need to be put them in a customer journey in terms of like I tell my clients basically, right? Hey, put them in a customer journey. Give them like everything they require. Like give them a step-by-step plan. Some of the reviews we found like, oh, it doesn't work. It's not working at all. I'm not losing anything. You're not going to lose weight. So put up in a big slap in the face stating that, okay, you need to do these things, and you take this, you're going to get a better results. If you don't do all these things, you're just taking this, you're not going to get any better results. So don't expect us that this is going to be a magic pill for you to fat loss actually, but you got to do all the step-by-step process to do the fat loss instead of looking for the small magic pill to take it. So give them exactly what it is. So that's how you can avoid all these negative reviews actually, what you're getting out. So those things you can go and then identify out of the AI review insight and also Amazon product opportunity explorer. So it gives you like a clear, very broad idea of like what are the areas your customer has a problem right now.
Okay, awesome. And so when you get that data, Colin, are you taking that data and you're creating infographics for secondary images? Are you using this in the bullets? Are you putting it in A+ content? Where are you taking that data and
So
putting
basically, for example, some of the if you talk about like any kind of like a beauty or any kind of the transformational things actually, like if the product is transformational, it's like for example, there is a one product you can buy right now which is for your which is for like for the braids actually. For example, here the braids was like every time I create a fuss actually, right? I get a fuss, the braid will come off often actually. There is like a foam available. You put the foam and then put that in your head and cover it up for 5 minutes. All the fuzz will be settled down actually. So those kind of product you literally need to show the customer like what is before and after. So they're like, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, it does not like giving an exact thing what I need to get for. So it's like, okay, if you show them, okay, this is what it is before you putting this cream, and after putting this cream, what happened actually. If you show them exact result, and you're able to find out that the conversion rate will goes up actually at that point. And also there are data. So for example, take an example of fat burner. Why not give them the customer exactly like a step-by-step process? Tell them that, okay, wake up in the morning, drink like a cold water or a hot water or with a lemon, or do this one. The second step, go and then walk for 20 minutes in the walk. Take this tablet actually and go and then like, put up like a heavy clothes, walk and like really sweating, like feel your heartbeat, and then come back home and then write down the journal, or tell them like SMS drips actually, or whatever it is, right? To especially like solving their problem, especially like not selling the product commodity, instead of like giving the experience of like what are the problems out of this review, what we got, what are the insights that what we found out of Amazon, give them exactly like what they need actually, increase the customer experience. Then people like it will be ashamed to put that, say that it does not work, my fat, I'm not losing fat. Everybody sleep smiling on them actually.
I'm flabbergasted by what you say, because I always tell my people don't read, but it sounds like you're telling me people do read. They may scan stuff, but they're really paying attention. And it gets back to what you talked about, the old days of being on Amazon. We've been doing this for 10 years on Amazon, and you could kind of put whatever on the listing and it'll work. Those days are over. If you're not doing it, your competition's going to eat you alive with the way things are. And this gets into the third secret that you want to share with us, which is you have to have a data-driven approach when you're launching products. I want you to explain that, because there's a lot here that I want you to unpack with regards to launch and relaunching that you were telling me earlier.
I will try to accomplish this one in a very better way, but if I'm anywhere going faster, just cut me off, okay?
No. I may throw in a pro tip while you're in there, so go for it.
So basically, when you talk about Amazon, like before, what we do is like a spray and pray, right? You know about that. What we do
Yep,
is like
yep.
we throw up like a bunch of money and then like we fuel it with like a kerosene, and we thinking that we're gonna end up in like a one direction, or we literally firing the whole stuff. That's what it is. Right now, Amazon has like an amazing system which is like gives us so many data, which is like brand analytics data, which is like search query performance data. And also you have like a conversion data in the PPC right now. It's like those things are not available long time ago. When you
No,
launched
they
the product,
weren't.
there
You're
was
right.
not. So all the things we talked about, it exists. Like what is that is required Amazon? So Amazon is like a SERP engine. It's like if you talk about like there is something called n-gram algorithm basically. So when you take a look at it, all they want it is like basically they want somebody to be highly convert click or have an amazing click-through rate and amazing conversion. Now what is amazing looks like, right? So amazing,
Right.
which is like you, let's say we are 10 people there in the line, and they want to be better than, so they lined up like, okay, let's say like call like a 1 to 10, and they want you to be like a better than somebody you want to be before. Actually, how do you measure it? You have go and then check your search query performance actually data. You can able to find out exactly what is the click-through rate for your competitor and what is your click-through rate for you, and what
Okay,
is the
hold on.
conversion.
Let's
Yeah.
right there. I want you. That's a. Ooh, you're going into pro tip number cuatro about conversion and competitor. Ori, hit us up with pro tip numero cuatro.
Here comes a pro tip.
Now, for us to have slow minds like me, I want to, and others, I want to be able to digest what you're about to say about looking at your conversion data for yourself and your competitor, because that's another one that comes up all the time. How do I know I'm converting relative to my competition so I know if a 10% conversion is good versus a 50% conversion?
All right. So basically, what exactly what you need to do is like Amazon has like all the systems what's required for you. Understand that. Okay. You have data which is like search query performance, brand analytics, and PPC data actually. So what you need to do basically, you go to the search query performance, you'll able to see what's your SERP. Like somebody put the keyword and click somewhere. What is the data? What is your click share percentage actually? All
Okay.
you need to do is like making sure you're better than your competitor actually on that click share.
Okay.
If you're better than your competitor, you automatically your ranking will go up actually on the other side of it, right? But you need to have like a better conversion as well. If you just
Okay, so
give
on
me
the
a click,
first part, so let's just break that down. So on the first part, which is the click share data that's in brand analytics, that the click share data, I think right now you're getting the top 10
in the search query
ASINs
performance,
essentially. Yep, and okay, and it'll show you the click share for that keyword, right?
that is correct.
And then so
You
that's based on clicks.
on
This
the
first,
clicks,
this,
it's based on just the clicks where you
okay,
stand
so
out there actually. You can
right,
able
so
to
the
find
first,
out. That's the first part. You'll able to find out in the search query performance where in the top list you are there. If you're not there, they will able to give you like what is your click share percentage. That's the base, first of all.
gotcha.
Second step is basically go to your brand. If you're ranked in brand analytics, let's say that you are in like top three for your overall search and overall sales. Actually, if you are in a brand analytics keyword, basically, and you will able to see your conversion aspect of it. If your conversion is like super low, I'll promise you, it doesn't matter where you rank your keyword at any point of time. Even if you could be like a number one for a week, I'll tell you, if your conversion was now matching the weekly quota what Amazon has, you will fall down actually automatically.
Interesting. So it's not just that you are doing well, you have to do well against, let's call it the standard for that category.
That is correct. So let's go back a little bit, right? In terms of like what is launch actually, basically,
All
there's
right.
no more
Go for it.
product launch. No more product launch. It's a typically a keyword launch. You need to consider all these keywords are individual product and you focus it like that. So there are like a two types of keywords what we have usually. So one was like a browse keywords. People doesn't know what they want. They just
Right.
randomly coming there to look for, I want mic. What mic you want actually? Then they go into details of it right now, right? So, and then there are keywords as a purchase keywords actually.
So
The
what should
people
you do with that broad one? Let's say let's go with what you just talked about. Let's say people are searching for like a podcast microphone. They just put in microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
Are those the
when you-
keywords that you should even be trying to be on the radar, or
you will.
should those be lower priority, like those big broad words that are not really generating a ton of revenue?
So basically, okay, now we understand that it's a keyword launch. So each and every keyword we talk about browse and purchase divided into two types actually. So for example, let's take like a mic, a mic for what is that? That's a podcast mic, right?
Yeah. Microphone for
broadcast
podcast.
mic for podcast actually, whatever, right? So we take that keyword basically, and what are the different types there? There is a hanging type, lowering type, attached type, or ceiling type, and a whole bunch of things. So the whoever coming, they have no idea what setup they want actually, basically.
Right.
But it's an important keyword for sure. But the point is, I would take that as a one browse keyword. I will keep it. I don't run a traffic. I don't run any kind of PPC on that keyword. Why? Because it's not going to have a better conversion. I'll tell you the one more important secret, which is like your browse, how you can identify. First of all, you go to your brand registry, brand analytics. If your click-through conversion is more than 15%, it's a purchase keyword. If the conversion is like a below 15%, it's a browse keyword. So you need 4 clicks per sales, one sales. The browse keywords take like 8 clicks to get 1 sales.
Now, does this hold for a lot of other categories? Now, let's just, because, there's folks that are going to be listening to this and saying, I'm in home and goods and, they sell spatula and then that's going to be, $15 item versus, let's say, like you're talking about, a microphone for a podcast. Those could be $400, $500. Can we anticipate that the conversion on these different items and different price points should be relatively the same, or are you just going to have way more conversion on the lower end on keywords versus, products that cost a bit more?
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When it comes to a purchase keyword, it's operated in the same way. But when you have like a higher pricing, but if you have like they going for a brand, they see the sales will happen. Either they buy from you or buy from other person actually. It's not like they came for like a $15 item or $50 item. They know what they come for. They're going to be purchased either yours or somebody else. So you divide it into browse and purchase keywords. And then after that, you start your ranking campaign into different phases actually. So each and every browse keywords, we put that in a one phase. And after that, what we do is basically when you're launching the product, Amazon will automatically rank certain keywords randomly because you got like a higher relevancy for some reason. You put the keyword in certain places, you put the attributes in certain places, it matches with something for some reason, it automatically ranks certain keywords. Take those keywords and then like try to come up with take a 2 points of two words and combined with another word. For example, let's take an example like broadcast mic. Okay, broadcast mic. Yep. So those keywords are Amazon ranked for wall hanging broadcast mic actually, right? So now you can take wall and mic actually, wall mic, and whatever in the middle you can able to combine with other keywords. It's called keyword linking strategy. So when your both words are like highly relevant and ranked, you can add another word in the middle or after. It allows you other keyword also link and bring the better relevancy and ranking actually.
And so these keywords are where are you placing them? These are on the listing itself. This is on the PPC side, on the search terms, on the back end.
You will be most of the times like all the important keywords we have it in the title, bullet points, and then it's a very generic SEO purpose actually. If you go through like any kind of SEO, I have the whole the list actually. If somebody wanted to hit me up, actually I'll share it. It does now. I'll share it with you. You can share with your audience actually if you want.
Perfect.
So where you can put it, where you can get indexed, where you can put it, where you can get like a relevancy actually for your listing.
Okay.
So there is like a level of details there you can able to update it. So going back to again a basic. I know this is a freaking big topic, man.
Hey,
It's a
this is what people obsess over, especially when we're getting into the keyword aspect of it, because in some ways it's a moving target with Amazon. They place maybe a little more emphasis here or a little more emphasis there, and then they release some new data. Like we didn't have brand analytics forever and ever. Then they release conversion data. Then you get search query performance, and then we get the ASIN level data, which is what you're talking about with the click share impressions. Like there's new layers of like oh yeah, and it should, things should change, because I guarantee you, a year from now, if we go back to what is available to us, there's some new things to say. Oh wow, this gives more insight to those things we didn't have several months ago. And so you were saying about relaunch.
yes.
So relaunching, there's a strategy for that, even with older products, that you could take advantage using this data-driven approach.
100%. So I launched close to like a 20 products so far. There is a way that you need to be approached relaunch separately and launch separately. So basically what you need to do is, like, when you're doing a relaunch, you need to make sure your listing is really eligible to rank any keywords. Why? Because there is a lot of underlying elements are having an issues with Amazon specifically. So they did it for purpose. So for example, before, anybody could go, the vendor central or anybody could go on and change the listings, your categories. You end up in like creating a lot of case to Amazon. Right now, if the product was making a decent sale, they freeze your listing, actually, especially changing
Wow.
anything on the listing. So let's assume that your product was doing pretty well before. Let's say this is a typical scenario. Most of the people you talk to, I mean, whoever you're listening, you might have went through this right now. Your product was selling like a crazily good like 2 years ago. Right now, you're not even barely making sales actually at this point, right?
Yep, that
Well,
happens.
because-
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. So the point, what's happened is, right, and also they go on and check, change everything, whatever it's required, but it's not happening. The changes is not happening. So that's called listing freezing. So once the listing freeze happened for good reason, and then Amazon don't even care about unfreeze it. So you need to raise a ticket to unfreeze the listing, to bring your listing up to the point right now where you can able to re-rank it.
Okay, so hold on a second. It's listing freezing, that's important, because this is another one of those questions that floats around a lot. Something happened, and I was selling gangbusters, like you said, and now all of a sudden, the last couple of months, it's like we hit a wall. What exactly you're saying? Should I open a ticket with Seller Central? Is there any phrasing or language that, because you've been around this long enough to know that you
I'll
can open
send
up
you
a
the-
support ticket with Amazon and you get copy and paste, unless you're like telling them, go look here.
So basically, you go to the help and then find your browser list of help, and then check the list of things what they suggest on the side. Though if you go and then check product change product category, your default, you're going to get a result like your product are an amazing category, we will not allow you to change. Actually, that's like a 95% default answer. So you need to go for like a product fixing, and then go and then put the ASIN, select the attribute as a category change, and don't click next. Don't even click next. Go underneath contact us. And there you let them know, stating that I am trying to change my listing. I'm trying to change my category, but I'm not able to change it. Can you change and refresh my listing? Don't tell them to what category they want to change, actually. Just let them know that, okay, I want to change. Then they will come back when asking a question, what category you want to change it to. That means you hand it out to the right person, like they asking questions to you, or otherwise they will say, oh, we cannot change the category, it's in the right category. They usually don't say this in this hack. Actually.
And what should happen? Okay, let's just go with that one for a moment. If somebody says, if the response comes back, we can't change it to you, should you just open up a new ticket? Should just, keep going and educate the person on the support ticket, or what should you do?
I create a multiple case. I create 5 cases, 10 cases, 20 cases. So, but for right now, I'm what I'm seeing is right now is like basically when you use this hack, this is completely new hack. I just present to in our MDS group actually.
Wait, shh, that's too secret. We can't
secret,
we can't eke out all this. We'll give just a teeny little bit.
So
Before
basically,
Ian and company get all crazy about, giving out all this, the
sure,
house.
for sure. I just share
So
with the group. I just share with them the bunch of people. So basically, like what you need to do is don't go into the product category change. Go and then product fix and create a contact us and put up like all the details in the email. Most 90% you get fixed in a 24 hours. I helped people who was like failed to fix for 4 weeks and 2.5 months, 3 months, and then I go and then like change it in 48 hours actually.
So product fix.
You fix it and then you change it. That's like that's the thing. So those things are like a very important. Some of the things they don't understand. There's a lot of difference between a browse node and categories. The browse nodes not the same elements of categories. So one other person I helped actually, they were tagged to a brand name in the browse node. So they were like having a suppression in like a searchability and discoverability actually.
Wow. And this is something Amazon that who knows what happens, but I've heard crazy stories about bots going wild. They make changes. I even heard one recently where this was earlier a couple of months ago where the word Purina won. I don't know if Purina got upset with all these other arbitrage and resellers and everybody that had the word Purina or one or both got taken down.
Wow.
Even if you were legit.
Wow.
And so I think it was in the, I don't know, dog, I would assume is in the dog food
Like a
category.
Velcro, like a
Yeah.
Velcro, like a trademark. Even if you have a Velcro, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They take it down like a bunch of people before actually.
Yes. So
Yeah.
things happen like this on Amazon way too often. And people just do it because, they're, I don't want to imagine upper management says, hey, do it. And it gets done. And, regardless of, mistakes or not. But, and I would love to have somebody from Amazon come on and explain to us if we've got it wrong. If I got it wrong, please, an open invite to anybody from Amazon that would love to explain this more. So do we have better insight? Absolutely. You have a welcome anytime on the show for that. But yes, you're right, Colin. So much breaks and, you're dealing with this. This is a great hack, if I were to call that, this product fix thing.
That's the first step of your relaunch process. And after
For relaunch,
that,
that's what we were talking about.
yes, after that, run come up with like a 7 like a purchase keyword completely and run it for 7 days actually, and see that if your keyword is like moving up and down, like your ranking should be able to go up and go down on that 7 days period. You will able to find it in 3 days itself. If the keyword was like going up and down like that, that means that your listing is eligible to rank actually. If the keyword was like stagnate into like going down or like you stay there where it is, you never move anywhere, any momentum there, that means that you have a listing issue. You need to go and then fix your listing issue first before even you're spending any dollar in your listing at this point.
Great advice, Colin. Man, people will spend a lot of money on consultants to get what you just described, especially with that product fix. Absolutely. Definitely on launching products, people spend a lot of money on PPC,
sure.
but it sounds like the keyword launch. This is a whole new, I've never heard that phrase being used before, that you're doing a keyword launch. Not so much the product launch, but the keyword launch. It's a whole different aspect of launching a product. And I think that's going to be very useful as we move forward into this more data-driven environment on Amazon. Now, as one of the last things what I want to do with you, just have a little bit of fun with you. We do this with all of our guests. We do a rapid fire segment, and whatever pops into your mind, an emotion, a word that's associated with what I'm going to do, what I'm going to tell you. So I'll give you a word or a phrase, and you tell me what
Let's see.
what hits your brain. Okay. So the
There's
first
no wrong
one.
answers. No wrong.
There's no wrong answers. That's right. Chinese sellers.
Oh, wow, I had a lot of friends of Chinese sellers actually. There are bad actors there, just like how we have in United States bad actors. Not all the people in China are bad actors actually. There are very legit sellers from China who are making amazing brands, who are making amazing sales, who is like really in a data-driven model, who never even touch the black hats, who are doing like a super amazing, but they're very aware of all the black hats as well. They're amazing people there. But just like how United States have all the black hatters, like
Yeah.
all the people who scam, they also have certain people there. I mean, that's my take on with the Chinese sellers actually.
And there's no wrong or right answer. And this is the
Yeah.
first time I think, Dave, we've gotten an answer like that. So I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, that's refreshing. So I'm gonna throw the second one over.
Go for it.
Walmart versus Amazon.
Oh, damn. Okay. Walmart is right now is like a 2015 of Amazon right now. So
they're
there is a
behind.
huge growth is there, and the algorithm is super easy. You just have to do a lot of keyword stuffing in the right place, putting up like a right attributes and character category things, and it's amazing. And the PPC is also very good, very doing good. As long as you know your data very well in Walmart, and you can able to score. We were just launched. We were not even really focused on. We were just launched. We were made like almost 20, 30 sales every single day without doing anything. We launched with like a 3 or 4 products, and we tweaked a little bit of it, and we were able to come up with like amazing results actually on the Walmart.
Wow. Also, I got to say, Dave, we've asked that question a lot. He's the first one to say these types of positive remarks regarding Walmart. I think overwhelming majority have been on the negative side or some form of that.
There is a negative for everywhere. I mean, Amazon doesn't have a negative side of it. There's a lot of negative sides there, right? I mean,
yeah. No, it's just an interesting take. You know, you're saying you're getting great results on Walmart. That's terrific. That's not a wrong answer.
Without spending a lot of time, actually, that's what I'm talking about. Without spending a lot of time.
Amazing. I'll do number 3. TikTok.
Boy. All right. Are we gonna get into this topic right now? Okay.
Whatever is in your brain. What does your brain spit out when you hear that word?
Yo, TikTok is like you know what is luck, right? You know what is luck?
Yes.
What is luck? Luck means when you work hard on something, there is opportunity comes, you merge together. That's luck. That means you're like dress up yourself and going and then trying to pick up like go to the bus and you meet somebody and then make it and that's like amazing person who want to live with you forever actually. But the point is, if you don't want to get out of the house and you're thinking that the person needs to be appears, and then they call the person who went outside and got the amazing woman is lucky, and this person is unlucky.
You're not telling me that she's not going to knock on my door and just say, "Here I am. I've been waiting for you."
Take it, right? So TikTok is a perspective like you put your work and it automatically gets the results. Actually, I have like 40 million views on my brand. And we have done like a crazy shit actually there. So here's a funny thing what I have done. So one of the TikTok, what we done, it's not rediscover. We found like somebody was doing it and then we replicated very early. So it's like, it says something like this. How much is this product actually? It says, oh, the product is $0. Oh, $0? Here's my address, send my product. It's like, yeah, wait, sir. You need to comment the product. And then if you get 0 like, you get the free products in the TikTok.
Okay.
You're following me right now. So you comment the product in TikTok on that video and you get 0 likes on the TikTok on your comments, you get free products.
Really? Wait, isn't that an oxymoron? You get 0 likes, you get free product?
Free product. But here's the funny thing. Nobody allows anybody to have a 0 likes there. We got almost like a 6,000 comments there, and nobody allows not even a single person. People like beg for like, don't click, I need that product. They're like boom.
Are you using reverse psychology on that right there?
So there is like a funny element that we found in the TikTok, which is like, we create a product, we create a video with one other influencer. We ask 4 influencers to go and then do it for that same video actually. And we ask influencer to go and then respond with a video response.
Yeah.
Those videos hit like we got one of the video got like 6 million views. And we got
responding to question or comments using video on TikTok.
Respond to the question as a video. So those videos we got like almost 6 million views, not even like anything. You just like show the video like this. That's all. So 6 million,
Wow.
we made like almost 100 to 800 sales over the night for a whole month actually.
Wow. Wow.
So it was
Wow.
very powerful. TikTok is very powerful if you know how to play the game very well there. And we have like a number of strategies. So we put up one of the video actually. The one video, what we did is like basically we asked our influencer to go and then make a video about we doing the giveaway and we looking for an influencer. We hired 4 TikTokers, 4 influencer. I go say, okay, I applied for it, I got it. They asked me to look for my friends as influencer if you want, reach out to them actually. So I got like a bunch of people as an influencer in my list to launch it with them. Unfortunately, we stopped the TikTok one point of time. We got like a 40 million views, and we got 20K followers on one account. On another account, we tried to replicate the same thing. We got like almost 10,000 followers on that account. Each and every account has like a 40 million plus another 20 million views on that. It's very, very helpful. That's a hybrid model, what I would say in the future. It's coming up right now. People who's taking advantage of TikTok and the Amazon and the Google side, Facebook side of it, who's creating the hybrid model, and they wins the game of e-commerce actually.
Yeah, well, and you know that TikTok is trying to get into the e-commerce game. They're trying to get their shop going. They're trying to build a warehouse or warehouses to get the infrastructure going. That's where TikTok is going, and I gotta believe that, and well, actually not believe, I know that from a press perspective, they're getting a lot of bad press, but some of that, their competitors are fueling that. That some reports come out in New York Times and a couple of other outlets that, you know, some of the other social media are really pushing a lot of the negativity about TikTok because they do some of the same. They have some of the same privacy concerns. I know that
every growing tool has right, the same thing.
Yep.
Every growing tool will have the same thing. It's a pattern of what happened in a Google, what happened in a Facebook, and that's the same thing is going to happen. What happened? They are disappeared? No, they're still there, but it's not a matter. But the point is the same TikTok video, you can use it for refurbish for YouTube Shorts and then Instagram and every other place. You can take advantage of it right now. And also, you don't need to take advantage of it. You can even like post that videos in our Amazon, the video shots here actually, and be able to like ask people to go and then check that one in other places actually. It's like what is the SEO strategy? What they talk about? It's like a looping from anchor text from here to other side. So you connect that one everywhere actually. And here's a pro tip I will give you, right? Here's the pro tip.
Go for Ori. Hold on a second. Ori, hit us up with pro tip. Numero 5, I believe we're up to.
Here comes a pro tip.
Actually.
Hit us up with that pro tip.
Yeah, basically, if you want to do like a TikTok really like crazy, don't ever get caught up with like all the things, which is like you going and then scrolling it. You better hire a person to do it. Why? Because you're going to be spending crazy number of time on identifying the trends, and then you end up in like getting caught with the TikTok latest trends, and then going and then like getting into everything. Like you're going to be end up in like addicted to TikTok. Don't do that
one. Like everybody else that's on TikTok.
You make a really good point.
You're going to be like one among the person. You're going to be one among the person in the TikTok. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's like a lot of knowledge happening here. There's a lot of hacks coming out here. You're going to like keep digging into that. Yeah. So the best thing is like train your employees, give it to them. There is like a separate segments that you can able to identify the hashtags keyword. So, okay, I want a hashtag keyword, which I created an account for. You can able to do that one. And also hashtags able to rank for Google as well right now. And you can able to, if you're like a very good, I was about to scrape TikTok before. I did little something, which is like, you can able to find out what hashtags are like growing. If you go to your niche, you can able to find out all the key hashtags, download it, keep it there. And after that, what you could do, basically, you can go every month basis, see that how it's a growth actually for it.
Interesting. I'll tell you, side note, kind of related to what you're saying. I did, just to be curious, I went on TikTok search something like a keyword Amazon drop shipping side hustle. And so all of I think I looked at 50 videos. Of the 50 that were the top 50 videos, only 3 had good information that I would say that those guys provided valuable and accurate information. 47 were absolute garbage. And so that's what we were talking about earlier. But you're right. You need to be aware of what's out there. You need to see. I love this hack about hashtags. But there's still in our world, in our e-commerce, drop shipping, Amazon world, there's a lot of, in Spanish you say basura, garbage that's out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And folks need to be aware that just because somebody is saying something on social media, it may not be true or accurate. So
I want to throw up this hack actually quick. This
Okay,
is not
go for it.
me. This is not from me. This is from the person I recently met called. The guy is like amazing TikToker. Talks about he take a one video and then he posted at the different time zone, and then on the same video he repurposed all the time actually. So if that works, so you just take the video, change something on that video, like instead of AI or anything they change, and he put the same video over and over again to the same account until it works actually. So he made
Really?
like a huge amount of content like that, and he removed that video if it doesn't work actually.
Right. Well, let's see. Dave, Ori, please take note because that could save a ton of time if we can make that work. I'm making a mental note of that because we do TikTok and boy, the
awesome.
content creation piece is time consuming.
The best thing what you could do is like bring the audience to do it actually, like ask them to do it for you.
Interesting. I like that. So you say, hey, I want you to remix my video or stitch it or how are you?
Just listen, make a video. Just listen. Just go on and make a listening video. Oh, that's a great one. Like make an expression, say something about the video. And that brings like a bigger, and also repost. You don't even have to do that. Do it right now. You can ask one other broadcaster, tell them to repost. What it does is basically they use whoever audience who is seeing that video as well. But it's not posting in your wall.
I see.
But they can see your audience is able to see their posts actually.
I see. So repost. I got it.
Repost.
I like it. I think you've already hit on number 4, which was user generated content. We talked about that. So let's wrap it on this one. The future of Amazon.
See, I mean, I really don't have a right or wrong answer here.
No, it's your answer. That's why all of these are. What comes into your brain when you hear that?
So basically, when I finish my engineering, I'm a very bad student. I cannot read, or I cannot putting things together in a place that my friends will read for an hour. They get A's, and then I get like an A minus actually after I read for like 3-4 hours. The one thing I take out of that college is like a consistency and hitting, never give up attitude actually. That's the biggest thing what I got actually. So the Amazon is like a very powerful engine, and then something is going to come up new, whatever it is, right? We are all preparing ourselves to be a better for ourselves actually in the future. So it's like this. So you learning one skill set, which is like never ever give up attitude. It doesn't matter what it is, I will figure it out attitude. It is not about Amazon. It is all about, like they say it like this, right? It is not about how much you made. It is all about how you made it actually. So once you made it somewhere, you can able to make it anytime you want. It doesn't matter platform. It doesn't matter what it is. But the Amazon is right now, it's the best place to start the entrepreneurship actually. Very easy way. But in future, you're going to create a better resistance, a better amazing skills in yourself within the way that what you're learning in Amazon. That's going to make you a better business person, and that's going to make you like create a different aspect of in your life actually. It is not like a one-time game here in Amazon. It is like a lifetime game that what we're learning. It's an entrepreneurship actually.
I love it.
Well said.
I love it. And that's so well said. Dave, you have anything here you want to add or jump in? Or
You know what, Colin? I mean, I'm really thankful that you took some time to join us here. I know that we had a couple of issues at the beginning with just a couple of little technical bugs that I know
That's
that we
okay.
figured out. But I'll tell you, very eye-opening, and your perception is different than some other folks that have come on that are talking about things. So it's very, very refreshing to hear your thoughts on some of these items here.
And if somebody wants to reach out to you, Colin, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Is there social media, email? How do you want folks to reach out to you if they want more?
You can connect with me to the Facebook, Colin Raja, or you can mail me through colinkamesh@gmail.com. That's my personal. It's become like a lot of people using that email ID and messaging me. So I use it, keep it like that, actually, colinkamesh@gmail.com.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So today we've been talking to Colin Raja, or Raja, if we would talk him up in Espanol. And we've learned how to launch products. Instead of calling it product launch, we call it keyword launch, and using several different methods on how to maximize sales. And if you want more insight, you want more knowledge on how to be a robust seller on Amazon, check out our Amazon series where we have other folks that we've talked to, like Chad Rubin and Kevin King, that have valuable insights on how to grow and scale on Amazon. So I want to thank you today, and you can watch and listen to all of this on circuitloops.com or wherever you consume your podcast. And Dave and I will see you in those videos.